Sup shooters, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SB Reviews, where today I'm checking out a track by an artist named Reckless the Don, and this is called KEEKEE. So without further ado, we're going to switch over to here. We're going to listen to KEEKEE from the start, and we're going to hear what we think. Oh, this is sounding very crisp, isn't it?
Yeah. 1800 top shotter. Watch how you approach me, bitch. Don't look at me wrong. This ain't real.
That 808 is really prominent, yet I'm impressed with how well it sits in the mix. I know it's a weird thing to start off a review with, but 808's probably one of the trickier things to mix. I'm assuming that there's been like a high pass filter put on it at some point to kind of help not be too resonant. Sick. I like the sound of the lyricist as well. I like the sound of the rapper's vocals in the mix. I know, like, it's just, I think it's really important to appreciate the production quality with tracks like this, especially when it is perhaps, I think I've listened to Reckless the Don before, but just to make sure you pay your respects to that, you know what I mean? There's quite a bit going on with the drums and like these vocal overdubs alongside the main rapping. I like it, boom, boom, boom. I like that vocal identity. That's a very soft, kind of gentle, chill kind of vibe. There's like a very free-flowing kind of a playfulness with the way that he's delivering his lines. They're not strictly staying in that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and there's some triplets involved with the rhythm in terms of the delivery, but there's some slightly off on some bits, and it's good. I think it's very much a very organic, authentic performance on behalf of Reckless in this track so far. And back to that hook. Sweet. See what I mean then? Like, it's good. Don't get me wrong. First of all, it's not a complaint. It's just something I've noticed. He's not dun 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 dun. It's dun 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 dun. Like there's like it's anticipating the next bit, the next bar a little bit, and I kind of like that. Cool, I can understand what I was hearing there really clearly. The bits on the side, I can hear that they're kind of the higher parts that were meant to sort of call and respond to the main hook vocals are an interesting touch. I think it's accenting the more important parts of what he's saying, so it totally makes sense.
Bought a brand new pit and gave it to my bitch. You might have to scratch it when you get it fitted. Brand new pit, keep closing his eyes. Nah, I know the junkie feeling it. If he closing his eyes when we ride, then I'm whipping him. Quit wondering why I decide I ain't feeling him. Look like plaid.
I'm kind of trying to figure out what the song is about. I want to just make sure I've got the complete picture.
look at me wrong. This ain't regular soda, bitch. That KEEKEE in my styrofoam. Get on.
I mean, like, I'd probably need to listen to the verse a few more times to really get a grasp of what he's catching about on that. And he talks about his opponent and the KEEKEE and the styrofoam and stuff like that. I'm assuming that, like, he's sipping something a little bit different that gives him a bit of an edge. To not look at him the wrong way, because otherwise you're not even really his competition. That's my understanding of it. Get on your knees. Don't leave me alone. Is he like by the cologne "leave me alone"? Is that talking about like the it was episode 6 or whatever, or is it like he's giving off the pheromone of "don't fuck with me"? So like people aren't. I don't know, like it's open to interpretation. I think that's a really positive thing with music. When there's quite a lot of information, you kind of need multiple listens to listen to hear it out completely. I had my headphones just power off. You know, when we have a track like this, with like Reckless the Don, we don't particularly need to know exactly what he's talking about to be able to enjoy the music. I mean, obviously it's very helpful to have an understanding of the lyrical content. And when I listen to someone like Reckless the Don, it literally everything barring what the verse is specifically about, which is something I need to have multiple listens to listen to, and not to sort of repeat myself. Everything else is pretty spot on. The musical concept of boom, 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 and it kind of, there's variety within it with what it does. It doesn't just do that the whole time. That might have gotten a bit too monotonous for like a 3-minute song. When I listen to a track like this and I hear everything mixed and mastered so professionally, it makes me wonder whether there is really any point in attempting to critique it, because of the fact that, you know, I can't really fault anything. Even when I was talking before about the kind of the free flow kind of delivery of the vocals in terms of it not being completely in sync with some of the drum parts, I think that was deliberate. That was like an intentional thing. And I think inherently there's nothing wrong with that at all. I think that it's okay to not just completely be in time with those hi-hats or those kicks and snares, because sometimes to show a little bit of uniqueness, you've got to diversify yourself and do something to sort of give yourself something for people to remember. And sometimes it can be just that flexibility. I don't really know what else to say about this one. I think that the song for the most part kind of speaks for itself. I think that the guy as a rapper is very polished. Obviously, he's been doing this for a little while. Despite the fact that most of his singles have appeared to have come out over 2020, I think that he may have been doing this for a bit longer. And I honestly wish Reckless the Don the best of luck in future. Especially if he's the one producing his own techniques. He doesn't need anybody else to help him with this. He's pretty phenomenal in that regard. I just can't get over how crisp everything is. And I don't know if this would have benefited from being longer than this. I think that this track at 3 minutes is probably the right amount. I'm not really sure if you couldn't have gotten away with putting more parts into this, because it was already very busy. Nah, because that's a stylistic thing. I was going to comment on those repeats on either side of the headphones and how they were placed and such, but I think that's just a stylistic thing. I guess to conclude the conclusion, my understanding about what the song is about is basically that it is about about his interaction with someone else, talking about his experiences. He's got his own type of soda that he's drinking in a styrofoam, and it's giving him an edge somehow, and it's kind of, it's causing interactions with people for better or worse. And that's basically as much as I could take from it. By Reckless the Don, hopefully you enjoyed it. Stay cool, stay safe. Please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever, with all the craziness going on in the world, and I'll catch you next review. Spider hands out.